welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with the winner of RBET Maryland, the biggest RBET ever, 268 players, Gary Yu, aka OG, if you know him online. This guy has won 2 RBETs now. He's won an online RBET, the first one of 2024, and you just won the last RBET in Maryland, got the 3 ulti Caiuses, got his t-shirt on, you, me, in the bracket. Show it off. Yep. So Gary, why don't you tell us about your weekend a little bit, and then we're going to do the deck profile.
It was a great weekend. Every single person I interacted with, they were so kind and wholesome. We look forward to coming back.
Yep. So why don't we see the deck that you played to get first place?
Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna start off with Broken One-Ups, Deck Debbie. Let's you turn, Torrential, Mirror Force, Oppression, Dust, 2 Prison, 2 Bottomless. That's it for traps. Brain, Rhoda, Allure, Burial, Heavy, MC, not much to say there. MVP of the weekend, Necrogarna, second MVP of the weekend, Gores, Trooper, Dark Arm, Gale, Plague, Double Army Knight, Double Grepher, Double Hamster, Double Caius, Triple Raikou, Triple Sirocco, and Triple Bayou. That's it for the main deck.
So real quick, why don't we talk about the main deck a little bit? So you main deck Devastation Virus.
Yes.
And you did not play Solemn Judgment.
I did not play Solemn Judgment.
Can you give us your thoughts on those choices?
So after Dimitri won Worlds without Solemn Judgment, he made an argument listing every single point about Solemn Judgment, why it's bad, why it's not good in Edison format particularly, or in general. And I was like, I agree with all these points. I took it out ever since. I have not regretted it.
And you won the first RBT of the year without Solemn as well, right?
Yes, correct.
And you were mainly Deck Debbie then?
Yes.
Okay, so you've been consistent on that.
Yes.
And
I think it was good back then. I still think it's good now.
And what about changes from your deck that you went with at the beginning of the year as opposed to the one you just played?
So changes from the deck would be added Dust Tornado, and I don't think I was on Return at the time. I may have been.
I think you were on 3 Caius.
I was on 3 Caius originally,
and 2 Sirocco.
And 2 Sirocco. Those were the main changes that I can recall. Everything else was the same.
Did you regret not playing 3 Caiuses at all? Did you feel like when you milled 2, I know at one point in the finals I think you milled 2 Caius or whatnot.
I mill 2, but as people keep pointing out, like the cards that you mill, you just treat them as they're cards that they're on the bottom of your deck. You were never going to see them anyways.
Right.
So that's how I treat them. And like it gives your opponent information, but like over time, it averages out to where you open sacking when you need to sack, and you mill bad when you don't. When it's fine to mill bad.
Gotcha. All right, let's take a look at the side extra.
Yep. 1 Cyber Dragon, 1 Mickey Crow, 2 Fossil Dyna, 2 Kaiku, 1 Oppression, 1 Deck Debbie, 1 Starlight Road, 2 Dust, 2 Pulling Rug, 2 Dust, 1 Mind Control, and a lot of card people don't really expect is I side deck Charge the Light Brigade.
And why do you side deck Charge the Light Brigade? Because this is an idea that you came up with before this tournament, and me and you talked about it extensively. So for the people who don't know, why did you decide to side deck Charge the Light Brigade?
I decided to side deck Charge the Light Brigade because, as most people know, Hamster is not that great going second. You get Caius, you get literally anything. It's just not good. So you want to start your opening hand with something as quick as possible, and Charge does that job. You can argue that you can just main it instead, but I just prefer double Hamster in the main deck just to catch like people off guard and then like punish them for like attacking into the set. So that's all.
And then the information game of Charge the Light Brigade, if you go first and you play it, it kind of reveals what deck you're playing.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's that. Okay. And in terms of your side deck, did anything perform really well, or was there anything that was kind of like mid that you might want to change?
Charge the Light Brigade was MVP. The second impression was like really good. All these dusts, those were like MVPs of the tournament.
Gotcha. All right, let's take a look at the extra deck.
Extra deck is really standard. 1 Chimera Tech, Armor Catastor, Brio, Goyo, double Arm Wing, Black Rose, double Armor Master, Silverwind, Colossal Darkened, Thought Ruler, Stardust, and a token.
Yep, very simple. Anything that you would change?
Maybe Catastor for an Arm Wing. It literally hardly ever comes off.
The Catastrophe hardly ever comes up?
You rarely make 5, especially without Reaper in the deck now.
Right. You play Gardener, but it's still hard.
Yeah, it's still really, really hard. If you really want to play into like Mono Time Rules, you put Android, that's about it.
Right. Okay, that's fair. All right, so why don't we talk a little bit about your actual run, because you lost round 1 of RBET Maryland.
Yeah, I lost round 1, and it was kind of heartbreaking because it's my demon in bracket, which is Hero Beat, and to make it even harder, it was main decking Skill Drain. I was like, bro, why are the gods like trying to do me today? So I lost against him. Shout outs to him for being a good sport. He ended up not picking out. It happens. But then I went on a 12-1 streak after that.
So you won 12 straight rounds to win the whole tournament.
I went 12 straight rounds after that one loss.
And what were your matches throughout Swiss?
So first round, Skill Drain Hero Beat. Second round, Blackwing. That was 2-0. Third round, Bayou. Fourth round, BB Hero. Fifth round, Gear Town with gadgets. It's like a mid-range build with like with Future Fusion and like I don't see Overload, but he was probably playing it. Round 6 was Bayou. Round 7 was Jinzo OTK. That was Tom Mack. Round 8 was Machina Turbo. Round 9 was Blackwings. Yeah.
And then in top 16, you played against what?
Top 16 was Hero Beat with Skill Drain again.
Different guy though, right?
Different guy. Top 8 was the Machina Turbo player I played in round 8.
Right, so you beat him twice.
I beat him twice. Top 4 was DB Hero with Spies. Essentially televisuals build, if you guys are familiar with that.
Yep.
And then finals was Hero Crawl.
What would you say was your hardest match from this entire tournament? Like, was there any particular set that was really close or tight, or you felt like the person was really good and you had to really like play on your top level?
The hardest match for me particularly was round 8 against Machina Turbo. I think it's a difficult matchup. And the cards he was like really conserving a lot of his cards. So I couldn't tell if he had Gores or not. So I couldn't decide whether to push for damage and just like keep him in check. But we ended up going in time. So I had to like clutch game 3 out. And yeah.
Okay, so after you won RBET at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
You had a little bit of a downtrend in performance where you were trying to figure things out for a while. You had taken a brief stint with Dragon Turbo in April, like I did. We both were on Dragon Turbo for a little bit. And you did actually get 2 tops with Dragon Turbo. Ultimately, I think we both decided that the deck just wasn't for us. We favor just different skills that are required for the other decks. Dragon Turbo obviously is a good deck, but it has issues that are kind of out of your control a lot of the time. And then you also play Amaryllis. You've been playing around with that deck, just, getting your feet wet with it, learning how it works and stuff, just picking up something new because I do think it helps. But then you found yourself back to Value. And how do you feel about Value right now in the format? Like, do you think that it has gotten a bit harder to play the deck? Does it have different matchups now, or like more concerning matchups? How do you feel it is now?
I feel that the skill level of Value required has remained the same, but like, you just have to be prepared overall for more matchups, and that makes it more difficult to play the deck specifically. Whereas like other decks, like Blackwings for example, you can just perform with the same game plan every single time, and it'll just work out for you. So if you prefer that, you can just play that deck. If you want more variety, play Bayou. If you want something that can handle anything at all times, you can play Frogs. So yeah, that's how I currently feel.
And are there any tips that you could give someone who is looking to go to a big Yu-Gi-Oh tournament like an RBET or like an Ultimate Time Wizard, and they have to play a lot of rounds? What tips could you provide for someone who's trying to play into maybe their first tournament, or if they're trying to get better and learn how to top tournaments? Any advice you have?
Yeah, so my biggest advice is actually from Eric, Sizzle, Sackface, however you want to call them. I drank water throughout the entire event. It can be hydrated, it can be like really mentally focused on like the next game, my next opponent, every single round. Like I was just locked in. I did not care about what people had to say about like how they sacked him, how blah blah blah. Like I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to play my opponent in front of me, to play the best I can, whenever I can. So that's how I feel.
Now, how do you recover so well from your round 1 loss? Because for most people, when they lose round 1, they kind of see it as they have no shot or their tournament's over. What kept you in the tournament? What kept you playing at your top level to be able to win this entire event with a 12-0 record after that?
So what kept me was actually my peers around me. They were so supportive of me. Like every round, I just walked up to them. I was like, hey, how are you guys doing? Oh, I just won. And it just kept repeating and repeating, and then they kept getting more and more excited for me throughout the event. Like, they were like, yo, you can actually do it. You can literally do it. It's like, it's crazy, but like, you're literally right there. And like, you're playing so good today. So like that sort of like friendship that happens in the Edison community in particular really like kept me afloat throughout the entire event.
Yeah, why don't you show what you actually won? I see those Kaises back there. They're like almost $1,000 each, but yeah, why don't we take a look at those? Push those forward a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, those things are pretty. I'm gonna grab one so you can really see. Ulti Kaises, yes, these are very expensive. I think on TCG Player, the lowest right now for lightly played is around $750. And then there are some also listed for $900. So this is a really good prize, about 2K in just that. And then you also, if you don't have it already, you have your invite for RBET rulers.
Yep.
You got this nice sick play mat that actually is from Feel Good Gaming, and it says champion on it. You're the only one who has this, of course. So this mat is exclusive to you. You earned it, which is awesome. And then is there anything else you want to talk about or say leading up to the event? We were actually testing, and we don't usually test, but this week I was like, you know what? We're going to Maryland. And I know that you like to play video games and watch anime, as do I. We always like to do other stuff. But I made it a point to literally drag you out and say, we're going to play in person, not on Dueling Book. We're going to grab decks, and we're going to play like you actually have to play at a in real life tournament. Because I do think that there is a skill to playing in real life that is not present in Dueling Book. It's body language, it's stamina, actually shuffling cards, searching through your deck. There's a lot of things that you have to do in person. So I value those things, and I really wanted to make sure that both of us were up to speed when it came to playing in real life. Do you feel like that helped at all?
That helped tremendously. Thank you again, Frazier, for taking me out of my shell. If that didn't happen, honestly, I wouldn't be sitting here right now with 3 ulti Kais and this champion playmat and a trip to Korea.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. The guy you played in the finals, he said that he was playing my deck card for card, and I think his deck profile, it might already be on Feel Good Gaming's YouTube channel because they did record it. I'm also featured in that deck profile, but he literally played my Indianapolis deck with 0 changes. The main deck, the side deck, the extra deck, all exactly the same. He got second place, and it was a really close match. You guys went into time and everything like that. You ended up pulling it out.
Yep.
Amazing gameplay. I watched you play this weekend. Your technical skill was so on point at every moment. It was actually very impressive because Vayu is a deck that a lot of people have had success with, but few people can actually repeat that success over and over again. There's like a very small class of people who actually do more than just a flash and a pan with Vayu, and so I'm impressed by people who repeatedly do well with this deck. And you're one of those people. You're in an elite class of duelists who have been able to not only win 2 tournaments, but just like you've topped several times with this deck now too.
Yeah.
So that is really awesome, and I'm glad that we did get to play test this week. And there was all types of decision making between, do you want to play Yatagarasu, you end up playing Dustrador instead,
Yep.
Stuff like that. Practicing the frog matchup a lot, practicing against Hero Frogs and Dream Frogs, which was relevant because you end up playing that deck in the end. And me and you go back and forth when we play. Like, it's not like I just run you over and you don't win. Like, you've won so many sets, especially this week when we were playtesting. It was very back and forth, and I realized that you're a real threat. Like, you're a really good player. And so yeah, obviously I have a lot of respect for you. You're one of my closest friends. We've been part of the house forever. The house has now 3 wins this year. You have 2, I have 1. We have a bunch of tops. Luke Feeney also topped this event. He's part of the house. A true hero, obviously one of the best Edison players as well. He has a shit ton of tops too. And we're hoping that he gets his win soon. He's going to be in Sacramento. The whole house will be in Sacramento. But yeah, it's awesome. Philly's on the map now. We used to talk about like Chicago being the best area for Yu-Gi-Oh, but I feel like Philly, with Steve Silverman won a YCS this year. I won a YCS this year. You won 2 RBETs this year. Tom Mack is one of our best players. He's topped events, topped the Ultimate Time Winner Tournament. Yeah, we just have a bunch of people who have been doing really good. And then now we have Luke Feeney, who's playing Edison officially. And yeah, True Hero is also from Philly. If you guys don't know that, I know he lives in Korea now, but he's actually from Philadelphia, born and raised. So yeah, Philadelphia is now one of the only places that is in contention with Chicago. And it's kind of a little friendly competition that we have going on now, because we love Eric and the whole group, Marcus Hayden, HT19, aka Hector, all of those guys. Like literally, like Eric Chai, Chef Taku, like everyone, Jason. Like I love so many of the people from not only Florida but also Chicago. But it's nice that now there's actually competition between Chicago and Philadelphia in a way, and it kind of came out of nowhere, but here we are.
Yeah. I just want to say, he really wanted this, but my top 4 match, I smoked that guy so bad. It was so bad. It was almost as easy as beating a true hero. A true hero is like a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
He's actually literally a joke. If you actually play him like straight up, you would learn that he's actually not that good.
Oh god, yeah, you know better than anyone, except maybe Stango, how Diva Hero versus any deck that plays Oppression or Austin or Vanity Fiend, that is just like the bane of that. So as soon as you knew in top 4 you had to play against Diva Hero, you probably like, oh, free.
Yep, easy.
Yeah.
Yep, quick 2-0.
Yep.
I finished my match before everyone else.
Yeah, you were done so fast. I didn't even get to watch your top 4 match. I don't know when I walked up, he had 5 back row and you summoned Dark Arm, and I was like, all right, I'm walking away. When the Dark Arm didn't get like solemn, there nothing happened to it, and it just resolved, and you started popping back row, I was like, all right, I'm done here. And then before every match in Top Cut, we did have a little powwow session just to go over the side deck plan. This is something that we do when we play online tournaments and stuff as well. We just talk about like, if this is what you're going to be playing against in Top Cut or whatnot, then this is what we should side, and we always work through that stuff, and that's really fun. And then we were able to do that in person, which I thought was awesome. So yeah, and there was a lot of people who were trying to help as well. But me and Gary have a very special relationship when it comes to just the way we communicate with each other, the way we understand each other's line of thinking, because we've just been working together for so long. And me and you have kind of been a duo in Edison format for the last couple years, honestly. So it is so nice to just have you as a winner again. Like that was just awesome. I popped off so hard when you won because I was just so happy for you.
I couldn't even pop up, to be honest, because I was still locked into the game. I was literally still thinking about my next opponent. Yeah. Like who's next? Who's next? Catch these hands.
Yeah, it's actually crazy, man. So yeah, seeing your friend win is one of the absolute best experiences you can have. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy to see your growth in the game and in Edison format. I know you work really hard. You have all of these notes that you take, side deck guides that you make, replay analysis that you watch. I mean, you put in the work, and I think that ultimately you're a shining example for one of the things I tell people when they want to get better is that you have to put the work in. If you put the work in, you will see results. Like, you just have to consistently stay at it. But you can't be mad at people who do better than you and have better results than you when they're putting in the work and you're not. And that's just the reality of it, right? Like, you get back what you put in. So if you put the time in, it will eventually balance out. Of course, Yugioh does have a luck factor to it or whatnot. But at the end of the day, over time, that your skill level will overcome that. Like, there's only so many tournaments that you'll have bad luck or whatever. If you take accountability for your losses and you really put in the work, you will do well. So, yeah. And I don't even know how many tops this is for you. I know you have a lot now.
It's 6 now.
6 tops, 2 wins. That is a crazy record. Like, that is actually insane. That's 1 out of 3, right? So you're a 1 out of 3. So 33% of the time when you top, you've won the event, which is actually kind of cracked. Like,
yeah.
I like that. That's very good. So yeah. Congratulations on everything, and also I'll give you the room now to say anything you want to say, give any shout-outs you want to give, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, shout-outs to the house, Frazier especially. Like, he helped me throughout the entire event. Like, if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have made it as far. Shushan for, like, you know, driving me there, trying to do well, but ultimately it failed. Shout-outs to, like, Twilight Trail. They actually just won Edison War League, and they're Season 2 champions. If you're interested in trying that out, learn and play with the best players, go there. Yeah, Near End, Ricky, Samu Pustino, Koala, Andy Sang, go to player. Yeah, they're all amazing players. And then shout out to Turna, who's my favorite Value Turbo player. Shout out to Kara especially, because now I'm getting a trip to Korea. You gotta hold that.
For people who don't know, they have a little side bet. A True Hero and Gary here have a side bet where, like, if Gary wins an event, then he gets a trip to Korea paid for by Cairo. So yeah, you just cashed in on that, which is actually insane. What would have happened if he won?
Oh, I would pay for his trip.
Okay, to the United States?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that's all. So I mean, yeah, you won that bet, that little side bet, and so your prize is not only the 3 Kayas, but also a trip to Korea, which is, I'm sure that has to be expensive.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen anytime soon, but it will come.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Shout outs to all the people I met, especially the people who, like, supported me throughout the entire event. They didn't have to, like, stay as long as they did. Ernie and Rhonda, Shushan again, Jake XL, who was so like kind to me, like, it's literally popping off even harder than Frazier was when I won. It was just crazy. Masha, Dimitri, Tempa, a true trash can, so many more players. Like I can't even name right now. But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats, Gary, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this deck profile. We will catch you in the next one. We'll be in Sacramento. The whole house will be there. So it'll be me, Stango, a true hero, Luke Feeney, and obviously Gary here, the reigning champion. So going into Sacramento, you are currently the reigning Edison champion. You won the last in real life event, and yeah, lots of momentum for the house.
Yep.
We will see you there, Chicago. Let's have a friendly competition.
Oh no, it's not gonna be friendly. I'm taking that. I'm taking YC to Sacramento too.
Oh God. Well, all right. Gary's not like me. I'm the guy who's like, oh, I'm not greedy. I don't want to win. Gary's like, no, I want to win again. So he's already at 2. If he gets 3 wins, he's the de facto best player at that point. Like I feel like if you win another in real life event, especially an Ultimate Time Wizard under your belt, that would just be nuts. You already have 2 RBETs. If you get Ultimate Time Wizard 2, it's gonna be hard to not have you in the conversation for best in the format. So, but we'll see what happens in 2 weeks. Catch you guys later.